Hey guys, Keys here back with another Veracity video. So Veracity getting pretty big move from the bottom that we were at 2 weeks ago. We're currently seeing at 0.0038. We wicked to 0.004 earlier today. And it's looking pretty good just overall in the markets, which I think is a big reason why Veracity is just doing really well right now. Bitcoin's doing pretty good. I'm a little worried about Bitcoin just because we haven't taken out 65K yet, and it's Bitcoin is doing this pattern of putting in lower highs and then selling off. So if we don't take 65K out, I think we might get another sell off on Bitcoin. I don't know what the markets are going to do. I'm just speculating based off of what Bitcoin's been doing the past 6 months. But if Bitcoin is reversing now and it's time to go up, because I think it's been a while, and remember last year in 2023, Bitcoin went sideways for 7 months, and then in October it started to move up. So, it's been already over 6 months. It's almost October as well. I think that Bitcoin might be getting ready to move up. I just don't know if it's going to happen right now, but if it is, then I think Veracity is just going to go up. And if that is the case, I think that there's a good chance that this is a double bottom. Veracity just carved out a bottom here for like a month or two. This is like a month, right? Because these are weekly candles, and maybe we come up and we just start actually moving up, because I think Bitcoin will actually move up, like part two of the bull market, like resuming. So I think that could be coming. Well, I think it's gonna happen at some point. I don't know when. I think that we still need to be careful about the downside, because I just don't know if it's over yet. And one thing that I see happen a lot is this like floor kind of thing where you'll make a bottom, get a really big move, and then you finally come back down to that level again, but the move isn't as big. So the reaction is not as big because the first reaction was way bigger, right? So I think that what could happen, I don't know if this is going to happen, but we'll get a nice move up, but it just won't be bigger than this move here, and then we'll just get a sell off. And maybe the sell off, maybe we don't go as low. Maybe we get the sell off and we just come down here to 0.0028. Maybe we come down, put another bottom. So we just bounce up, come back down, and then we go up. Or maybe we do break and come back down here. So I still think it's possible we come back down to this box we talked about last time. I don't know if it's going to happen, but we'll just have to see. I'm really curious to see how big this move of Veracity gets, because when Veracity does move up, it moves up really hard. And we might just be in the middle of a really hard move up, which would be nice. So we'll see. Really depends on what Bitcoin does and what the markets do, but it's looking good on Veracity. And I think we're getting really close to the time where this move happens, because I know we're all waiting for this move, and we've been waiting for this move. And I think we have to look at it in terms of perspective with Bitcoin, because this move is only happening if Bitcoin's doing something good. So this move right here, like the first initial move, this move, okay. So where's January? So this is the first week of January. This candle right here, which was 86%. First week of January. So this move right here was basically actually interesting. So this was October through December, this area right here. And you can see October we went down, November we kind of went up, December slightly down, and then we basically made the huge move. But what was Bitcoin doing during that time? So from October to April, Bitcoin in October, it was already just pumping. Bitcoin was just straight up pumping, right? Like this whole time. I mean, it had a little bit of a downward movement here, but it was basically pulling off this move, and it took Veracity up until the first week of January to really start moving, which was right here. So when Bitcoin was up here, even though Bitcoin was going down for the next 2 weeks, Veracity was pumping. But when Bitcoin was like in this area right here, that's when Veracity really put in that big move. So I mean, yeah, Veracity already, or Bitcoin already put in a pretty big move before Veracity got its really big move. So I also think the timing is actually really interesting as well because we're coming up to October, and I think that October could be, Uptober, what people say. But I don't think if it is Uptober, I think it'll be similar to last year where it really went up at the end of October. Like the beginning of October, maybe it was a little bit, but like the end of October was when it really started moving up. So I think we might actually do that again. And you can actually see we did that in 2020, right? Like we started really moving like this big candle that broke above this, little box that we were in. That was the end of October. That was like the third week of October. So, maybe it actually does something really similar. I think that it actually could. This isn't a Bitcoin video, so let's stop talking about Bitcoin. But regardless, like I think this big move will happen in 2025 in either Q1 or Q2 of 2025, and then before it, we'll just maybe get some slow grind up. But we also have to remember like this move here actually did happen while Bitcoin was going up, right? So like even though Bitcoin goes up, maybe Veracity slightly goes down at the beginning and then it gets its move. I think that if Bitcoin's going up, Veracity will go up this time. I don't really think it's gonna do this move. But Bitcoin might go really hard and Veracity might just like first slowly go up. And when I say slowly, like it's still going up pretty hard, just like it didn't put this move in yet, right? Like it's not like this move yet. So I think it's coming. We'll just have to wait for it. Wait for Bitcoin to do its thing. I wanted to also talk about the Ichimoku cloud real quick because we haven't talked about it in a while. But we were talking about it a lot here because it was, um, we were right next to it and we were in it. And if you don't know, if it's red, it's resistance. If it's green, support. There's just no green here because since it's formed, there hasn't been support for an Ichimoku cloud yet. I'm sure at one point, I'm pretty sure it'll flip in the bull market, like the second half of the bull market, if you want to call it that or whatever. But um, I think that, okay, so when we came into it here, you could see how thick it was, and that just means it's really heavy. Like all of this is resistance. And we tried, Veracity did try, and it just got heavily rejected, and then, we got this massive move getting rejected out of the cloud. You can see now the cloud is way thinner. I think the next time we do come to the cloud, maybe we like get slightly rejected first, but I actually think we'll get through the cloud the next time we come through it to it. So I don't know when that's gonna be because it is kind of far away. It looks like it's pretty far away. I mean, right now, if we came to it this week or next week, it's basically at 1 cent. It is coming down slightly, but it's way thinner, and I think we'll get through it next time. So we'll just see. I mean, yeah, it's kind of far away, but at one point it was super far away here, but we ended up hitting it. I don't think it's gonna take this long to hit it this time. But yeah, just wanted to update you on the cloud again because we haven't talked about it in a while. And let's take a look at Veracity against Bitcoin because I forgot to mention it last time we talked about Veracity, but it's really interesting that we came right down to the bottom of the box that we drew. And we drew this box when we were like here, when we were speculating if we were to come down here or here, where we could maybe find the bottom. So we drew this box because of the past price action here. And so far, it's actually held perfectly as the bottom. I think that it could be the bottom. I think this could be the bottom on against Bitcoin. And, maybe we do come down a little bit, but, we just like hover in this area and then we break up and it's the bottom. I don't know for sure. I think we could maybe come back down to this area. By the way, this bottom down here is at 2.97 satoshis. Here, the bottom of this box is 4 satoshis, and we're currently sitting at 6.07 satoshis. And the reason why I don't know if this is the bottom yet is because Bitcoin dominance is still in a massive uptrend, and so I think it's just as long as this is going up, I think that Veracity against Bitcoin is at risk of going down because not every coin's going to go down while this goes up, but the majority of them will. So it's still a risk, and I think that even though we could be going down, what we could do is just come back down and just carve a bottom in this box and then leave. So I think Veracity Bitcoin looks completely fine. it's really good because this is against Bitcoin and there's just so much upside potential from down here. I mean, just to get to around these two peaks is a 17x against Bitcoin. So you're really, if you really want to get to that one Bitcoin, you really can do it. I think it is possible with Veracity. We'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, guys, that's just an update on Veracity. It's looking pretty good. I'm still just a little skeptical just because I don't know for sure if Bitcoin is completely moving up just yet. But I think that a move will, like the Veracity move that we're all waiting for, I think it will happen. But I think it'll happen in 2025. But, we might still like grind up. And this is like still a big move, right? Like, just to get from down here just to the top of this box was a 283% move. And then after the 283% move, it put in another 3,500%. So, yeah, I mean, that's just Veracity. That's just what it does. And I think that it will happen again, but I just don't know when. But yeah, guys, that's Veracity. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.